This is Greg Kelly. Donate now to Toys for Tots, which works year-round. Go to toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots supports children in need throughout the year with programs like the Toys for Tots Literacy Program. Established in 2008, it has provided over 63 million books to disadvantaged children. The Toys for Tots Literacy Program is committed to providing disadvantaged children with direct access to books and educational resources that enhance their ability to read and communicate effectively. Go to toysfortots.org.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi!
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
So this lady, we became friendly years ago when she worked with Alex Trayman at jns.org. In fact, I saw her speak live last year. She was terrific in Jerusalem at the International Policy Summit. The second one is coming up this April, next month, and I am going to be there. I'm going to speak. Big panel. You know, you got like Mark Levin and Mike Huckabee and Ron Dermer and Morton Klein, all these impressive people. But Caroline Glick is as impressive as it gets. Let me tell you how good Caroline Glick is, okay? Not only was she a great writer, reporter for JNS, she was so good that Bibi Netanyahu, the prime minister, said, I want her. And he took her. She's now the international affairs advisor for the prime minister himself. That's right, Caroline Glick. Caroline, Sydney, back in New York City. How are you?
Great. Good to talk to you again, Sid. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's great to talk to you, too. Let me get to the people in Israel first. Since the Iran war started, I watch a lot of Trey Yingst, I can tell you that. And, you know, I've got friends all over Israel, from Judea and Samaria to Tel Aviv to Jerusalem to Haifa, all over, Netanya. And every time I text them, they're in bomb shelters. They're still in bomb shelters. I swear, every day. And we've lost people, not funny. We've lost people, died bombs in Tel Aviv last Saturday, Jerusalem last Sunday. But from my experience, Caroline, all my friends that I speak to, their spirits remain high. They like the fact that Israel's involved with America in this venture, and they do believe that this is the only real way to peace. Is that basically what most Israelis feel?
Yeah, I think that we have near absolute majority, near unanimity among Israelis that this is something that just has to be done, and it'll take the time that it takes, and we're willing to just wait it out, because, yes, it's the only way to achieve peace in the region. I mean, who has been spoiling, who has been blocking peace forever? It's Iran, by sponsoring and raising terrorist armies in order to attack Israel, in order to, with the goal of destroying Israel, and also to intimidate anybody who doesn't want to toe the line of terrorism and jihad that Iran has been pushing on this entire region since the revolution in 1979.
So, Bibi, listen, I know that the people in Israel give him a hard time, just like my friend President Trump here in the United States. In fact, Trump is probably more popular in Israel than Bibi is right now. But I think the world of Bibi. I think we are so lucky to be living in a time we've got Trump and Bibi teaming up together. You talk about a dream team, Caroline. That's it right there, Trump and Bibi. But there are still many detractors in Israel. If the election was tomorrow, based on what's going on with the war right now and what we saw the last 2.5 years, would Bibi win once again?
Look, I won't say that I'm a political expert, but the polls that we're looking at certainly show that, the polls that are cited mostly in the mainstream media in the United States are the same polls done by the same pollsters who have been wrong about every single Israeli election. The only pollster that has been getting recent elections correct has had Netanyahu up with an absolute majority of Knesset seats and a higher favorability rating for prime minister than all of his possible rivals combined, and then some for months. And those numbers have risen over the past week and a half as well. So, when you look at the track record of the different polls that are being cited, I think you want to go with the polls and the pollsters who have been accurate. And there are two pollsters like that doing polls for Channel 15 and Channel 14 in Israel, and they're both predicting landslides for Netanyahu and for his current coalition in the Knesset, whereas the pollsters that have been saying that he's going to lose and that he's going to be a forgotten commodity and rendered forgotten immediately they're for the past 20 years, they're still at it, and they're still saying the same things.
Look, he's won 4 out of 5. He could have easily won 5 out of 5. So you're right. I love Channel 14. My friend Libby works there. So last one on Bibi. So you're with Bibi just about every day. I think for people that are in the United States and they know I'm talking to Caroline Glick and they recognize your voice. Used to call them from JNS as well. In this new role, you're basically with, in, or around Bibi Netanyahu every day?
Well, it's hard to advise him otherwise.
That's a pretty good point. That's awesome. Caroline Glick joining us right here on Sid and Friends in the morning. So here's what people say to me in the States, okay? They're aware of all the bombing and the back and forth. But they say, Sid, you got to ask Caroline this. How does Israel find all this stuff out? How is their intelligence so good? We know about the Mossad. How does Israel know that on a Saturday morning, 41 people, bad guys, really bad guys, including the Khomeini, are going to be meeting together so that they can go in there and eliminate all those people? Now, I know you can't give away wartime secrets, Caroline. I get all that. But I will tell you that people in the States are amazed at how good the intelligence is coming out of Israel. Can you give me any explanation for that reason?
Well, the head of Mossad, he had a box of Cracker Jacks, and he got this secret decoder ring, and that's really But seriously, it is amazing. We have. I majored in political science, right? So that's not a real science, but we have some incredible scientists in Israel. We have some incredible minds in Israel, and they keep coming up with things that would make James Bond and Q just blush or shock and like lose consciousness and disbelief that something like that could happen. So these guys are just geniuses, and thank God that we have them.
Even going back to the beepers and all that with Hezbollah, going back a couple of years ago, right? That was pretty amazing too. I said yesterday, Caroline, why would anybody in their right mind want the job of the next supreme leader? It just seems like they get the job in Israel already. You guys already know where that person's going to be. That doesn't seem like a very safe job. I don't care what the pay is, or what what all those evil people think about it. It doesn't seem like a very good job to me,
Look, it doesn't seem like a very good job to me to be working for a death cult. But, that's the problem, is that if you're a member of this death cult that is the Iranian regime, then you have a worldview that is just sort of distorted. It looks at humanity with this distorted lens that says that freedom is evil, and what we really need to do is subdue humanity, annihilate the United States, annihilate Israel, destroy the free world, and have everybody who remains alive living under the jackboot of this fanatical version of Shiite Islam that was concocted over the past over the past 100 years. And it's very frightening that these people wield power, and we've seen what they've done, what they've used the power that they've accrued to do, to build terror armies, to build ballistic missiles that they use to rain down terror on Israel, on U.S. forces, on all the neighboring regimes. They can reach all the way into Europe. They're building ICBMs, and they've been working assiduously for decades to be able to do all of these things underneath a nuclear umbrella by enriching uranium and to near bomb-grade levels that are going to give them an arsenal if they're not stopped. So we saw them at a moment of weakness now, before they became impermeable to attack, because they were planning on moving their missiles and their missile-making plants and their nuclear program underneath mountains that would make them immune from attack. And nobody can live that way. We already see what kind of terror they're raining down on the world and the world economy through the Straits of Hormuz with what they have today. Imagine if they had the capacity to build 100 ballistic missiles of all ranges a month, and they had a nuclear arsenal. What would our world look like? We can't allow that to happen. So I think, it's the people who want to be the supreme leader want to be the supreme leader because they're supremely evil, and they want to advance these goals that we've seen and we've suffered from for the past 47 years, but they want to do it, at a nuclear level, and that just can't be allowed to stand.